Hello friends, I'm Tiffany and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because I'm going to be sharing another book haul with y'all. I didn't do too much book shopping in February. I only went book shopping twice and it really wasn't with the intention of actually shopping for books. I was actually trying to do some thrifting and then it happened that I didn't find anything in those thrift shops interesting except for their book collection. So I was able to find tons of books on sale. A lot of these I just got for $1 or all of them are less than $5. So I'm super excited about that. So I have a lot to get through, so let's just dive in. This first book is Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. Now this isn't actually a book that I went out and bought. If you watch my Valentine's Day gift exchange video, I actually got this in my exchange box and I'm so excited that I did. I actually read this book last year. It's about Shonda Rhimes and her life and how she was super successful, but she didn't really find any happiness in all of that because she wasn't really living her life. If you are a fan of any of Shonda Rhimes' TV shows, then you will definitely love this. You'll just love learning more about her, and it does speak a little bit about all of her works in here too and all the opportunities she got before and after her Year of Yes. So it is so interesting and I'm so excited that my secret gal got this for me, and I will probably be giving it a reread because it was really awesome. So this next set of books I got from a thrift store. I can't remember what it was called. All of their books were $1, so I definitely took advantage of that. They actually had a really good selection for like adult and for children's books, so I was really excited about all of the things that I got. And one thing that I realized is that a lot of the books that I got from here, they were actually like movie and TV covers, which I don't necessarily like to keep forever. So I'm excited to have some of these on my shelf to, read, but the ones with the TV show or movie covers I'll probably pass along, and then if I like them enough, maybe buy the book with the original cover as well. The first book I got from the thrift store is Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty, and I have heard so many things about this book. Obviously it's been made into a TV show now, and this is one of the books that I got that has a TV show cover on it, and I honestly don't really know what it's about. The description of it is pretty mysterious, and I think that's the whole point of it, to kind of draw you in and all that stuff. So it does follow 3 different women who are living in this town, and apparently there's just a bunch of scandals and a bunch of mystery and a bunch of lies, apparently. So I have no idea what this is about, but everybody's been talking about it and everybody's been talking about the TV show as well. So I really do want to watch the TV show because I hear it's really good, but I would really like to read the book first. The next book I got is Divergent. I am a huge Divergent fan. I was one of those people that jumped on the train whenever YA dystopian trilogies were a thing. I love YA dystopian trilogies, and I really liked Divergent. Another book I got is He's Just Not That Into You, and I know that this is a self-help book, but I don't even care. I love this movie so much. I think it's so fun, and I recently actually rewatched it because I kept on making references to this movie to my boyfriend Kyle, and he had no idea what I was talking about, and he just kind of got tired of me making references that he didn't understand. So we decided to get it on Amazon. We just rented it for 48 hours and we watched it, and he really liked it. He thought it was really funny. So I don't actually know what to expect from this book. I don't know if I'm actually going to read it or not. I'm just kind of excited to have it on my shelf just because I really liked the movie so much. Since I'm in a very loving relationship, I don't know how much I'm going to get out of this book, but I think it'll still be a fun read if I do end up deciding to read it. The next book that I got is Marley and Me by John Grogan. I actually watched this movie a long time ago whenever it first came out. I haven't actually read the book yet, but I love a good story about a dog, and this one was so cute. It's about this young couple who adopts a dog named Marley, and the dog ends up being kind of the worst dog ever, but they learn a lot of life lessons as they grow together in their relationship and also grow in their relationship with Marley. And I really loved the movie version, so I'm excited to see how the book holds up. So the next book I got is The Lucky One by Nicholas Sparks. I think I got a couple of Nicholas Sparks books in my last haul, and I mentioned that I don't go seeking his books out, but the ones that I do read by him, I really do enjoy. And this one I really liked. It's about this Marine, and he finds a picture whenever he is deployed in Iraq. It's just a picture of a lady that he doesn't know, but he ends up keeping it. And then whenever he gets back to the States, he's kind of finding it hard to get back into real life. And he ends up going on this journey to find the lady that's in the picture that he found overseas. So it is a cute love story, a little bit heartbreaking, of course, because it's Nicholas Sparks, but I really liked this one, so I'm excited to finally have it. The next book I got and I'm so excited about is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. So I'm actually reading another one of her books right now, Carry On, and I am really enjoying it so far. Not really sure where it's going, but I think this might have been the first book that I ever read by her, and I loved it. It's about two 16-year-olds in high school, and they're just misfits, and they fall in love, and it's just a really cute love story. I think I did a review of it on my blog, and if I did, I will link that down below for y'all to check out. All of the books that I've read by her so far, I've really enjoyed, so I'm excited to finally have this one on my shelf. The next book I got is A Stolen Life by J.C. Dugard. So if you don't know the story of J.C. Dugard, it is absolutely heartbreaking, and I actually read this book a long time ago and I really enjoyed it. I love true crime books, and hearing it from the perspective, like hearing the stories from the perspectives of the victims is just absolutely heartbreaking, but I think it's so important for us to read their stories and to learn more about them as the victim rather than putting the spotlight on the person who wronged them. So J.C. Dugard, she was abducted and she was a prisoner and became a mother for 18 years, and it is just a heartbreaking story. But thankfully she was able to get out of the situation and to start living her life again. And so this book just tells the story of her life in imprisonment and then also a little bit of her life after she escaped. The next book I got from the thrift store is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. I am ashamed to say that I've never actually read this book. I realized that it's been out for more than a decade and everybody was talking about it was made into a movie, but haven't seen the movie, haven't read the book, so I'm excited to finally read this. It's about a boy named Jacob who hops a train and he accidentally gets thrown into this world of being in the circus, and apparently there's a love story, and of course there's an elephant. I think her name is Rosie, and so I don't really know what to expect from this book. I've obviously heard great things. It's been out for a while, so hopefully now that it's on my shelf I will finally get the chance to read it. The next book I got is Lipstick Jungle by Candace Bushnell, and this is the same author that wrote Sex and the City, so I expect it to be fun and witty and quirky and all that good stuff. So it's about three women who are at the top of their game, and they are all just going through their own situation. One is the editor-in-chief at a magazine, and she has a good marriage, and she's a mother, and she's at the top of her game career-wise, but apparently the spark has gone out in her marriage, so she's dealing with that. And then there's another woman who is a mother of three, and she is the president at this movie company, and she is also at the top of her game, but apparently her marriage is about to go into shambles. And then there's another woman who is very prestigious in the fashion world, and she starts dating a billionaire, but then she starts learning about like kind of the ins and outs of, you know, like male versus female in the fashion industry, and so she's trying to navigate that. I'm not really sure how they're connected. I don't know if they are all friends and they are kind of navigating their lives together, or I don't really know how the stories come together at all, but I am excited to read this, and I'm hoping that it'll be really funny. And the last book I got from the thrift store is Julie and Julia by Julie Powell. So I've never actually read this book. Obviously it came out I think in like 2005 or something like that, long time ago, but I did watch this movie when it first came out, and I did admittedly think it was a little boring, but I've heard great things about the book. It's about this woman named Julie who is 30 years old living in Queens, and she's just kind of down on her luck right now, so she decides to pick up a cookbook by Julia Child. It's one of her, I believe it's her mother's copy, and she just decides to cook every single recipe in the cookbook, and it kind of takes her on this unexpected adventure and experience of growth and all that good stuff. So excited to see what this book is all about. So my last 3 books are all books that I got from Goodwill, and they were all under $5. The first book I got was The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. I think everybody and their mother knows what this is about. I read it a long time ago. I don't think that I actually read Angels and Demons as well, but I have read this one, and I'm just really excited to have it on my shelf. The next book I got is A Spark of Light by Jodi Picoult. I'm a huge fan of Jodi Picoult. I've read so many of her books. I think the first one that I read was actually in high school. I read My Sister's Keeper, and I really liked it. So ever since then, I've just been picking up as many of her books as I can, and for the most part, I've really enjoyed all of the books that I've read by her. So this book takes place at a women's clinic, and one day this man, he comes in and just open fires in the women's clinic, and the officer that is called to the scene, he finds out that his 15-year-old daughter is actually in the women's clinic when this happens, and of course she's not alone, and there's just a whole cast of characters that are in there with them. It seems like a really intriguing plot, so I think this is going to be another one that I like by her. And the last book I got is Room by Emma Donoghue. I loved this book. It is fascinating, and one of the reasons that I thought it was really interesting compared to other true crime books, this book is about a woman who was abducted at the age of 19, and she has been imprisoned for 7 years, and she was forced to have a baby with her captor. Like I mentioned, the book is told from his perspective of living in this room. This book was also made into a movie, and I loved the movie adaptation so much. It was so good. So those are all of the books that I got in the month of February. I am so excited for all of the great books that I have to read, and then I'm also excited about the books that I've already read, and I'm just happy to have those on my shelf. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and in the comments below, let me know what you're reading or what books you've gotten lately. I would love to know what books are on your shelf. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!